Hello everyone, this is Monstertaming Bisloba coming at you with another Kindred Fates video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a speculation video on Kindred Fates bosses. Particularly the boss featured in the single player trailer which you're watching now and we'll see show up in a bit, Skaarna the Salamurder. Now that we have a little bit of an intel on what bosses can look like thanks to the Artificer Challenge, I thought it'd be a good time to go ahead and speculate about what a boss in the game besides the one we know the details about might actually look like. So, from what we know about Skaarna, we know that they are a giant salamander that's like extra big and basically block a bridge. So, the other one, the Shade Walker, we know stops you from entering an area until after you win. And that means there's probably going to be some kind of a theme like that with bosses. I don't think there's going to be one boss in the entire game that just blocks you from going into one particular area, so we can probably assume there's going to be at least a few other bosses, and Skaarna might very well be one, judging by the fact that they're blocking a bridge. Now, why would Skaarna only come out and fight the bridge? Why couldn't you just swim across, you know? Flying across, don't have a proper explanation for, besides maybe they have a hook that can reach really high and pull a flying kinfolk down, but for crossing the water, maybe Skaarna hides underwater and will jump out and attack you and eat you or something, like a bunch of sharks or fish monsters that we see in old games, kind of like in the original Jak and Daxter. If you ever played that, there's a giant fish that jumps after you if you're in the water for too long. Gave me nightmares as a kid. And maybe Skaarna could do something like that along this river. It patrols this river and it jumps out and eats you, and the only way you can find it, it's like too overwhelming in the water, so you have to actually cross the bridge. This could possibly be a part of the game before you have access to flying type kinfolk, and that could be why you're not able to just fly past. But that would be one really interesting thing that could stop you from crossing. They'd have to be very careful about it, though. Maybe you try to go into the water and your kinfolks warn you not to, and then if you keep going, it like jumps out and gives you a jump scare, and then you like stumble back and run onto the land, and then if you do it like a third time, then you get killed or one of your kinfolks get eaten or something like that. It shouldn't be too punishing, because that you don't want to just be running into the water and then die. And like, oh, there goes my Auburn. I didn't see that coming at all. This other river was perfectly safe, so I don't think you should necessarily do that. There should be definitely warnings about this, and maybe you could have something more of a punishment if you repeatedly ignore the warnings. And right here is Skaarna's bridge. So we see them crawl out from under the bridge, and let's watch this and just look at them. See, I'm pretty sure that's at least a little bit bigger than the Salamurder that we have in the alpha right now. So for special powers, they could also have something like a super riptide that makes it so you can't go into the water as well. Like maybe they have a riptide that pulls everyone to that bridge or something like that, because that they could be like a specially empowered Salamurder whose riptide makes it so that you have to go all the way to their bridge to cross, and then that's where they go and they attack people, and they are restless, so they might not need a special reason for attacking people, but one reason they could have for attacking could be something along the lines of maybe they want to harvest kinfolk flames or something like that, or maybe they just do not want anyone to pass this region, and while they have great control over the water, they don't have as much control over the land, but they are defending this bridge. Maybe this bridge could be something that someone needs as a passageway to go, and the Skaarna is made as a guard here. We did see Skaarna's eyes, so we know Skaarna's restless. Could be perhaps whatever is causing the restlessness in the kinfolk wants this bridge to be maintained rather than be destroyed, because they could possibly destroy it and then Skaarna could just control the waters or something like that. But maybe this bridge is also like a strategic asset that is needed, and you need to take out Skaarna because the Skaarna is too powerful in the water, so that you can take them out on the land and the bridge, and they have to defend the bridge because they don't want to destroy the bridge because it is needed for something else. for special mechanics, Skaarna could also have maybe one of their attacks can knock you back, and if they knock you into the water, then you would get caught up in a riptide, and maybe they would get like a free combo on you. And for the Kinfolk's Flame, it could be spit back out of the water, just to make it so that it's not hard to get back. There also be different phases, like maybe Skaarna dives underwater, and you don't know when they're gonna attack, so you have to like maybe watch shadow underwater and get ready to dodge as they jump out from under the water. They could even like control the water to make it flood up onto the land itself, so that you are stuck swimming and they're circling like a shark. That would be a pretty terrifying fight. I'm not sure just how in depth the boss fight's going to be. That might be a little bit out of scope, but it would be pretty cool, I think. And then, of course, we have probably the most simple way to get you into the water with them is they could jump into the water and then use hook and pull you into the water with them. And it could initiate like a riptide type thing so you can't get out. And you have to do a certain scenario where the Skaarna's underwater stalking you. And you have to watch out because you can't get back to land. And then you have to dodge whenever they come up from like a shadow beneath you, and they jump out like a shark, and maybe you can attack on them as they're jumping out. Then you do enough damage and the riptide breaks, maybe they get stunned, and then if they get stunned, you can choose to either try to do a quick combo on them or run back to the safety of land, where they then come back onto land with you so that you can fight them a little bit more easily. But if you stay in, do a bunch of damage, but then you have to play out this boss shark mechanic and stuff that could do massive damage or maybe even one shot to make it more punishing if you do decide to stay. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think the boss battle could be or should be, and please leave in the comments below. And until next time, this is Monstertamer signing off. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, God bless, I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.